For over 2,000 years, the Catholic Church has stood as a beacon of faith, guiding millions across generations. And at its helm is the Pope, the successor of St. Peter, the Vicar of Christ on earth. But what happens when a Pope dies? Beyond the headlines and the mourning crowds, a centuries-old process unfolds, filled with solemn rites, deep symbolism, and an extraordinary transition of power. In this episode of Carsacian at Simbahan, we uncover the profound and intricate steps that take place after the passing of a supreme pontiff. From ancient traditions to modern practices, join us as we explore one of the most sacred events in the history of the Church. Top 10 Facts: What happens when a Pope dies? Number 10. The Camerlengo confirms the Pope's death. When a Pope dies, the Camerlengo, Chamberlain, of the Holy Roman Church is responsible for officially confirming the death. Traditionally, he does this by tapping the Pope's forehead 3 times with a small silver hammer while calling his name. If there is no response, he declares, the Pope is truly dead. This method has evolved with modern medicine, but the Camerlengo's role remains crucial. Once confirmed, he takes temporary charge of the Vatican until a new Pope is elected. The Camerlengo then notifies the Dean of the College of Cardinals, who in turn informs the rest of the cardinals, the Roman Curia, and the world. The Vatican's apostolic palace is sealed, and the Pope's fisherman's ring, his papal seal, is destroyed to prevent forgery. Meanwhile, the Vatican announces an official period of mourning, typically lasting 9 days, Novem Dies. Number 9. The Pope's body lies in state. The Pope's body is usually prepared by Vatican embalmers and then dressed in full papal vestments, including the white cassock, red mozzetta, and gold-trimmed stole. The body is then placed on public display in St. Peter's Basilica, where the faithful can pay their final respects. Thousands, sometimes millions, of pilgrims and dignitaries from around the world come to see the deceased pontiff and offer prayers. During this period, a series of masses and prayers called the Novum Dies or 9 days of mourning are held. These ceremonies include cardinals celebrating daily requiem masses and the faithful praying for the repose of the Pope's soul. The basilica remains open for extended hours to accommodate the influx of mourners. Number 8. The funeral and burial traditions. The Pope's funeral typically takes place within 4 to 6 days after his death. The Requiem Mass, usually held in St. Peter's Square, is attended by world leaders, Catholic bishops, and thousands of faithful. The Dean of the College of Cardinals presides over the Mass, praying for the deceased Pope's eternal rest. The liturgy follows ancient traditions, including the chanting of Sub Venita, Come to his aid, O Saints of God, as the body is carried into the basilica. After the funeral, the Pope is interred according to his wishes. Most popes are buried in the Vatican grottos beneath St. Peter's Basilica, near the tomb of St. Peter. However, some have chosen other sites, such as St. John Lateran or their home dioceses. Before burial, the Pope's body is placed in 3 coffins, one of cypress, symbolizing humility, one of lead, for preservation, and one of elm, signifying strength. Number 7. The Vatican enters Sede Vacanti or a vacant see. With the Pope's death, the Vatican enters a period called Sede Vacanti. The see is vacant, a time when the Church has no leader. During this phase, the College of Cardinals temporarily governs the Church, but they cannot introduce new policies or major reforms. Their primary duty is to organize the conclave to elect a new Pope. During Sede Vacanti, the Swiss Guard, the Pope's personal security force, ceases its duties, as they serve only the reigning pontiff. The Camerlengo oversees Vatican administration and ensures the Church continues functioning until a successor is chosen. Number 6. The preparation for the conclave begins. Before a new Pope is elected, the cardinals gather in Rome for preparatory meetings called General Congregations. These meetings allow them to discuss urgent church matters and reflect on the qualities needed in the next Pope. Meanwhile, logistical preparations for the conclave take place, including securing the Sistine Chapel, where the election will be held. One of the most important rituals is the sealing of the Domus Sancti Marthi, the residence where the cardinals will stay during the election. All communication with the outside world is cut off to prevent external influence. Electronic devices are banned, and strict security measures are enforced to ensure secrecy. Number 5. The cardinals enter the conclave. The conclave officially begins with a solemn mass called Pro Elegendo Pontifice for the election of the Pope. After the Mass, the cardinals process into the Sistine Chapel, chanting the ancient hymn Vini Creator Spiritus, to invoke the Holy Spirit's guidance.
Veni Creator Spiritus, mentes tuorum visita, implesio perna gratia, quae tu creasti pectora. Qui digeris Paracletus, altissimi lor.
Once inside, the doors are locked, and the phrase extra omnes,
Extra omnes,
everyone out, is proclaimed, signaling that only the electors may remain. Each cardinal takes an oath of secrecy, swearing to uphold the integrity of the election. They then begin casting ballots in a highly structured voting process. A 2/3 majority is required to elect the new pope. If no candidate reaches this threshold after several rounds, further discussions and votes continue until a decision is reached. Number 4. The famous smoke signals, white or black. After each round of voting, the ballots are burned in a special furnace inside the Sistine Chapel. The color of the smoke that emerges from the chimney of the chapel signals the results to the public. Black smoke, fumata nera, means no pope has been elected, while white smoke, fumata bianca, means a new pope has been chosen. To ensure the smoke is clearly visible, chemicals are sometimes added to the burning ballots. The anticipation among the faithful in St. Peter's Square is immense, with thousands watching for the moment white smoke appears, signaling the church has a new leader. Number 3. The newly elected pope accepts or declines. Once a cardinal receives the necessary votes, he is asked, "Do you accept your canonical election as Supreme Pontiff?" If he accepts, he chooses a papal name, following the tradition of his predecessors. Some popes select names to honor past leaders, such as Pope Francis, after Saint Francis of Assisi, or Pope Benedict XVI, after Saint Benedict. After acceptance, the new pope is dressed in white papal vestments and led to the Room of Tears, a private chamber where he prays before making his first public appearance. The nickname comes from the overwhelming emotions new popes often experience in this moment of immense responsibility. Number 2. The first blessing, Habemus Papam. Once the new pope is ready, the proto-deacon of the College of Cardinals steps onto the central balcony of St. Peter's Basilica and announces, "Habemus Papam. We have a pope." He then reveals the new pope's name and chosen title to the world.
Annuncio vobis gaudium magnum. Habemus Papam. Eminentissimum ac reverendissimum Dominum Albinum Sancte Romane Ecclesiae Cardinalem Luciani.
Moments later, the newly elected pope steps out and gives his first blessing, the Urbi et Orbi, to the city and to the world. This historic moment is broadcast globally, and Catholics around the world celebrate the beginning of a new papacy. The Pope then meets with cardinals and officials before preparing for his official inauguration Mass. Number 1. The Papal inauguration and start of a new era. The new Pope's formal inauguration Mass typically takes place within a few days after the election. Unlike medieval coronations, modern popes are no longer crowned with a tiara but receive the pallium, a woolen stole symbolizing their pastoral authority. During the Mass, the new pope receives the Fisherman's ring, a unique symbol of his office. He then takes his seat on the Cathedra Petri, chair of St. Peter, officially beginning his reign as the Supreme Pontiff. With this, the transition is complete, and the Church moves forward under its new spiritual leader. The death of a pope marks not just the end of a papacy, but the beginning of a new chapter in the Church's journey. As the world watches, the College of Cardinals gathers, and through prayer and discernment, the Church awaits its next shepherd. This process is more than just history, it is faith in action. It is a testament to the unbroken line of leadership that traces back to Christ's very words, "You are Peter, and upon this rock, I will build my church." Thank you for joining us in this deep dive into church history and tradition. If you found this episode insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Carsasayan at Simbahan, where we continue to explore the rich history and profound mysteries of our faith.